First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming here. It means a lot to me. Never speak in front of a big crowd like this, so wish me luck. I'm not really a good Christian. I can put it off to be. I've abused my faith for about 6 years now. What I'm about to go into, I don't want people to think bad about what I'm going into about my parents. But my parents split about 6 years ago, and they're beautiful people. They've raised me the best that they can. I couldn't ask for better parents. But I really struggled with a lot of things then. I was torn because I don't know why it happened. I don't understand why it had happened to my family. Why did it have to hurt me and my brother so much? But I didn't know how to handle it. I was told to go to a counselor. I went to my counselor. She was very adamant about me to get me to talk about God, but I didn't see God at that point. I believed in God, but I felt like all He was there to do was to make me mad. And so she pushed me to bring things out, and I just blabber. I'd say stuff about Christ. My faith wasn't real. And there's points that I got to where I felt like I wanted to run away. I wanted to get back at the world. I would really make people mad if I left. But then I thought I needed my brother. I needed to step up for my little brother. So that all went down. I went to a Christian school. Wasn't big into that. I kind of went because I thought it made people happy. And so for about 6 years, that's what happened. I was very blessed with the friends that I was with. I had the Spicer family took me in one night, comforted me as parents. My parents, they talked to me, they helped me. The kids are like my brothers and sisters, so we've been close ever since. And after that, I went to church for the wrong reasons. I thought it was cool to go to church with your friends, because that was a cool thing to do. Everybody's going to church. I wasn't going to learn about God. I was going to get away from my home. I didn't want to be around my family. I wanted to be with my friends. I wanted to be somewhere that comforted me, but it wasn't for the right reasons. And a lot's gone down since then. I've really gone downhill with faith. But this last year, a lot of crazy things have happened. We were on our way home from a hockey camp from Michigan last summer, about July, and we get a devastating phone call about my aunt. She had gotten sick unexpectedly, and it was life-threatening. And my dad got a plane ticket as fast as he could, and he flew out of St. Louis to go meet them. This lady was probably the most beautiful person you'll meet. She's the biggest follower of God, and her husband's a great person. They both maintain their faith very strong through all of this. But we went out there in August, just before school started. And to see her the way she was slowly losing her memory. She forgot who I was. She forgot who my brother was. And that's something very hard to do, to go and see that. And I became like, at that point, my faith was gone. I didn't believe how God could take one of His biggest followers from my life. And my Uncle Richard, he maintained his faith very strong, because that's what she would have wanted. She always said that there was reasons that God did things. There's nothing you can't handle. And I was so irritated. I don't know why He had taken her from me, taken her from her family. So we struggled with that for a year. For this past year, we struggled with it. And then come October, like Justin said, I didn't know we had a new pastor at this church. And, Dad had been pushing me to go to church on Sunday to be part of this youth group. So then finally Justin made the effort to come and talk to me. He came and talked to me, and he told me he wanted me to come to church. Not that I needed him, but he needed me. So I felt comforted by that, but I was still uneasy. I felt like I still needed to go to church with my friends just because I wanted to. So for the first 3 Sundays, I'll tell you. Actually, first we went to a Six Flags trip. He offered us a Six Flags trip tickets, and kind of used that a little bit. I took my friends to Six Flags and kind of just pushed Justin away. I was like, hey, I can go to Six Flags. But Justin come talk to me, and I'd look at Justin, I'd talk to him, and then I'd turn around as fast as I could so he wouldn't try to talk to me again. And I know people would be like, hey, it's that guy. And I was like, oh, that's my new pastor. And I didn't want to talk to him really. So about 3 weeks passed, I was skipping church on Sundays. Justin watched me pull up and drop my brother off at church. You probably wonder why I wasn't there, because I went and watched Walking Dead every Sunday evening with my friends. But one night my dad really pushed me to go, and he told me that I could change things if I went. He wanted me to be the help. So I was like, I'll go. So I went in, and Justin really got to my level. He really started helping me out. I started understanding things. I never understood anything. And I kind of was I had this feeling with faith that I haven't felt in years. And he really got down and to my level with things. So I started going to church. He taught me the correct way to pray. And so I went home and I prayed every night. I would tell him, I'd tell God, if this is real, give me something. And a lot of us Christians, we have a problem with having to be able to see, to touch, to feel things, to believe. And that's not true. But what happened is God gave me this best friend. I met her, and she was struggling with her faith just as well as I was. And I promised God that I would help bring her into the church and help get her going with that. So what I believed is she was this angel with broken wings that needed help. So I brought her into the church. She was real uneasy about it at first, but she grew in her faith and grew with this youth group. And then we all started growing strong in our faith. We both took steps in our faith. And then this past week, we all went to Mountaintop. And that really changed a lot. And I got to listen to this amazing guy speak his testimony. He doesn't like talking about his past, but he brought it up for us. And he showed me that he can use his past as an experience to help people, as opposed to looking at it in a negative way. So he really inspired me. His name was Hank. And this whole staff group, they were more closer to our age, but they sunk down to our level, they interacted with us, they got close to us, and they helped us with a lot of things. And their worships they had were great. They played contemporary music while they were letting us do worship, and they made individual stations that we'd go to worship. And I think that all helped me just grow my faith a lot more. And then one day, this lady named Suzette, we worked for, she had been through a lot. She lost her son in a car wreck 2 years ago, about a week ago. Would have been the 2-year anniversary. And she had talked a lot about being angry with God, about losing her son. And I listened real closely to her because we've all lost loved ones. or most of us have. And she said that this lady came and talked to her and had said that it's okay to be angry with God because God has lost his son before too. And he knows what it feels like. So that really touched me, really helped me. So that later that night, I went back and I talked to Justin that I felt like this is something I needed to do. I needed to tell, I'm not trying to sell my Christianity to people. I'm trying to be a leader and be able to help whoever needs it. And I'm here for somebody to talk to, anybody to talk to about anything. But I'd like to show you a slideshow of kind of what happened, what we did at Mountaintop, just a little bit. Some of the stuff we experienced there, they're probably going to kill me for wearing that Michigan State sweatshirt. I think that trip really moved a lot of us, touched a lot of us in ways that you never thought could be touched. But this youth group, I'm leaving here soon. And we had this talk Wednesday night that was supposed to be about 2 hours long. We got real heart to heart, lots of tears, turned into a 4-hour conversation. But we really grew as a family at that point. And I'd like you to see, I'd like Patrick, Megan, and Taylor all to stand up, come up here. These three have been the original youth group. No. They've been here since the beginning, so I abandoned them, but I come back and we've all helped this church grow, so I'd like the whole youth to stand up and come up here. People right here, this is all my family right here. I don't want our church to be looked at as Trinity's youth group, Trinity's children's service, Trinity's congregation. I want to be looked at as Trinity United Methodist Church, because we can take away these 4 walls, but as long as all of you are still here, it's still going to be a church. So I just want everybody to know that we are all one. God put us here for the same reason, for the same purpose. And that's my testimony.